What can you do with a beaded end cap? Beautiful things. It's a truly professional way to finish a necklace, and it works with so many beading techniques. You can coordinate the color of your end cap with the color of your necklace. Your bead cap can be used with a mechanical clasp or with a beaded toggle. You'll use peyote stitch for most bead caps, and occasionally some brick stitch. These are widely used standard beading stitches. If you're unfamiliar with either or both, you can learn them in our free videos at beadseast.com. You can also download a free printable tutorial for this end cap at beadseast.com. You'll find it on the tutorials page or on our fiber bundles page. It's really very simple. Create a woven strip, wrap it around your fiber, your crochet, your kumihimo, or whatever, and close the strip by weaving the edges together. Then you simply close the top of this little tube with a few rounds of additional beads to make the end look neat. One of the nicest features of a beaded end cap is that you can size it to fit your design perfectly. The only requirement is that the number of beads in the top edge of your strip is an even number. You need only 2 sizes of beads to create a beautiful end cap: size 11 delicas and size 15-0 seed beads. You can also use Czech or Japanese size 11 seed beads with Japanese 15-0s. But if you're a beginner, I suggest delicas, because they're quite uniform and will weave together easily. In this example, we'll use a fiber bundle in which the ends of the fibers are glued and bound together with thread. But the same technique applies to other types of necklaces. The width of your strip is determined by the size of the bound end. Here are 3 ends, each of a different length. See how the initial threading of beads is different in each case. It's a good idea to trim the end of your glued and bound fiber bundle before you wrap the stitched beads around it. You'll avoid cutting the beadwork if you trim first. Once you've determined the width, weave peyote stitch until the strip wraps around the bound end, leaving a small gap. Remember that the number of edge beads must be even. It's better if the strip is a little tight rather than a little loose. When you're happy with the size of the strip, weave the ends together around the bound end. Run the thread back and forth between the 2 ends of the weave and tighten the thread as you go. Secure both thread ends so the strip will be stable. Then bring the longer thread end out of any bead in the top edge of the tube. Now we'll close the top. Weaving around the circular top edge, add a round of delicas, placing 1 delica on top of each pair on the edge. Bring your thread out of the first delica you added in this round. Next, we'll add 1 15-0 in each of the gaps all around. When all the gaps are filled, bring the thread out of any delica. And now we'll add 1 15-0 to the top of each delica. Pick up a 15-0 and loop backward through the delica, then forward through the 15-0 in the next gap, then out of the next delica. Repeat this all around until you have 15-0s perched on all the delicas. Bring the thread out of the first 15-0 added in this round. To draw the beads together, run a continuous thread through all the 15-0s you just added and tighten the thread. Secure the thread within the weave. The cap is finished. I strongly suggest that you add 1 decorative bead between the cap and whichever closure you choose. You can add additional length to your design if needed at this point by using multiple beads at the end of the cap. If you're using a mechanical clasp or a button with a shank, it's important to cover the thread loop with 15-0s, so the shank or clasp loop can't cut the thread. Make a second pass of thread through the holding loop for strength. Now go have some fun with your new skill. This is Ann Benson of Beads East. Thanks for joining me, and please come back soon.